Hello and welcome to another PlanetDestiny video. I've been banging my head against the wall for the past 5 hours trying to complete the Crota's End raid, and I've made it through the first 2 encounters, and I feel I have a good enough grasp on them that I can give you guys a few quick tips. Now, I don't know where any of the chests are, so that will be coming in a later video, so let's get right down to it on how to actually do these fights. First encounter, you're going to spawn in and you will be meted with a little plate that you have to stand on. Have all 6 members stand on this plate. It will cause a bridge to form. You're going to be using this later on in the second fight, so remember how to do this. Once the bridge is fully formed, walk across it and Geronimo jump down. You'll be falling for quite a while, and when you finally land, you'll be in a very, very different area. It's going to be very dark down here, with a few thralls kind of running around. Off in the distance, you're going to be seeing one lone light. We're going to call them lampposts. The idea in this encounter is to go from lamppost to lamppost, getting rid of the debuff that you get called Weight of Darkness. As it stacks up, you start to move slower and slower until you can no longer run. Once the debuff is on you, you cannot double jump. So the idea is to have your group very close together. Have them stack up on these lampposts and remove their debuff, and run as quickly as possible to the next lamppost. You're probably wondering why we shouldn't be standing close to the lampposts all the time. If you stand close to those for too long, they explode. And this obviously ruins the run. So like a good boxing match, stick and then move. Stick and then move. Hit a lamppost, get rid of your debuffs, and then keep on moving. Don't stay around too long. The things to be aware of are pretty much just thralls and curse thralls. There will be a lot of them, so be sure you have close range encounter stuff equipped. Close range loadouts will be preferable here, so have a shotgun, have a fusion rifle, have anything that will do lots of AoE damage, rocket launchers, as long as you can, not blow yourself up at the same time. So as you're going to be walking along here, there's going to be holes in the ground. Avoid those. If you fall in them, you die. Make your way from lamppost to lamppost, getting rid of the debuff. If someone dies, it's preferable to stop and get them up. There's only a 10-second timer right here, so just wait that 10 seconds and get those people up. You need to get to the very end of this encounter with all 6 people, or else it's going to be very difficult to progress. Once you make it to the end of all of these lampposts, there will be another plate that you have to stand on. Standing on this will cause the bridge to form. Now, while this is forming, there's going to be a lot of ads coming in here, mainly thralls, but the things to watch out for will be knights and ogres. These ogres pack a punch, so be sure you take them out quick. Once the bridge is formed, run across it. Get all the way across there. There's going to be a few ads coming from the other side where all that light is, but you should be fine. Take them out. Be sure you're not going to get overwhelmed by things coming from behind you across the bridge, and you're on your way to completing the first encounter. Walk in through the light and you've made it. The second encounter here is really, really difficult. It involves a lot of things happening at once, and everyone has to know every single part of the encounter. There's no roles to be played. Everyone will do everything at some point. Now, the idea of this fight is again to form a bridge to get across this chasm. The only way to get across this bridge is to have it form, and while it's formed, you can only get across it if you use a sword. Any other person that tries to run across it will die. To get one of the swords, there's a mob called Sword Bearer. Kill him and he will drop his sword. If you've played the Sword of Crota mission, then you should know how to use this thing pretty well by now. To actually form the bridge, there's a few things that'll need to happen here. You need to have at least 2 members standing on the plate in the very center. After that, you're going to need 2 people on each side. If you don't have 2 people on each side, you end up dying from the bridge forming. You're going to want to have 2 people standing on each of the totem things on each of the sides. Having people stand under there will keep them from killing everyone. If you wander away from here, then one of them can wipe your group. It's pretty much a guaranteed kill, so do not stray from these. Every time a sword bearer comes out, you will need to kill it. After that, one person will need to pick up the sword. Now, hopefully, the bridge is already formed, and you can just run across it with the sword. When you make it across, there will be something called a gatekeeper there. The only way to deal damage to these is with the sword. The best way to deal damage is doing the R1, R1, R2 combo. This will cause them to kind of be stunned, and they shouldn't damage you. Do not do a jump smash attack that just leaves you open to getting a hit, and you'll die. The R1, R1, R2 combo is the quickest way to take these out. You do that 3 times, the gatekeepers will fall. If you fail to kill the gatekeeper, then the next person that comes across with a sword will then have to kill 2 gatekeepers, and that's very difficult. So each person's job when they come across is to kill that gatekeeper. What causes the gatekeepers to spawn is when you kill the sword bearer on the other side. Now what we found helps is if the person that's standing over on the other side can distract the gatekeeper with like a couple shots to his head and then run around, juke him a little bit, leave some time for the guardian with the sword to make it across. Do the R1, R1, R2 combo on him, he should be stunned, keep doing it, and he'll die. Now, once you have 3 people over on this side, is where it gets fun. It is your job now to keep the bridge open, so having 1 person in center plate and 1 under each of the totems to keep the bridge open. On the original side, you're still going to have the sword bearers spawning, so you need to kill those and have people come over. Remember, every time one of those dies, a gatekeeper will keep spawning. So every time that person comes over, they're going to need to take priority on the gatekeeper. During this entire time, there's going to be ads coming out on both sides. It's going to get very overwhelming. So use maximum level weapons, and I hope you're level 30 or you're going to have a rough time. Keep rinsing and repeating. Hopefully you can get all 6 guardians over. Once you get all 6 guardians over, a lot of stuff is going to start coming out. There's going to be wizards, there's going to be hollowed knights, there's going to be ogres. These things are nasty, and the best way to kind of do this is to kind of group up in one of the back areas and just hopefully you can take everything out. If you stay in the center plate area, you're just going to get overwhelmed and you're going to die. This fight just takes a lot of practice. Hopefully you guys make it through these first 2 encounters. I'm still working on these other ones. Hopefully I can get them down and get a quick guide video up for you guys.